well, our property, 5 Cross Street, originally obtained by John Brown from the original land grant from Governor Gawler in 1839. And Brown was appointed Immigration Commissioner by the SA Company when his sections were subdivided and formed the suburbs of Fullerton, Rosefield and Highgate. And James Francis was a builder, and he bought many lots of land in Cross Street from John Brown. I mean, Cross Street was one of the original streets in the area if you look at old maps. James also lived in a villa house in Wattle Street. James also built all our neighbours' properties for each of his children. And he also has the street named after him, which runs alongside my house, Francis Street. James came out to Australia in the 1880s. He married Isabel, his wife, in 1890. And, he came from Cornwall in England, and he had 10 children. Unfortunately, one passed away as a baby. His daughter Dorothy was the first owner of our house. Our house was built in 25-26, so that's going to come up to 100 years old. On the title, it doesn't show Harold, her husband's name, so that was something very different back then. That was just in a woman's name. Good on Francis. He made sure all his kids were looked after. We bought the Saturday before the very last Grand Prix in Adelaide, just before Christmas in December of 1995. We've unearthed the original halfpenny coin that was put in the concrete, which the builders back then used to do to give the house good luck, and we wanted polished floors. So we took up the carpet and found under the carpet lino, probably still from the 1920s, where they put lino around the edges to make it look like carpet. Sure, we could see where the original lounge was, where they sat in front of the fireplace by the dents in the floor. The original kitchen, we could see that where the stove was. Funny enough, it was a very small room to do all their cooking in, and the vent is still there for above the stove, or where the stove was. Yeah, it was just finding coins, finding the lino, just finding the history layer upon layer. Jim's house was built by James Francis for his second son, Edgar. This person is Suzanne, sitting outside their house in Francis Street on the curb. You can see that there's been a lot of, plantings in the street, trees. This would have been in the mid-60s, and you can see gravel streets, gal fence, nothing like that now. That's outside Jim's house with the original owner, Ethel, who is Edgar's wife, or Nugget's wife. She was also known as Etty, and there she is with her adopted daughter Val next to her. Next to Val is Maisie, who is a niece. We bought the house for £2,500, and in 1978 it was sold to the Willises, and we bought the property from the Willises in 1995. Its value then was £720, and they were paying £36 a year for council rates. God, wouldn't I love to pay that now?